So, hi, my name is Manny, and this is Manny Lives Life. And I am just wanting to put out an update video. I have made a couple of them and just not gotten them up, or got interrupted while I was making them and wasn't able to finish them. And because we know my editing skills are not much right now, but that's okay. Um, I'm figuring that stuff out. In fact, that's on my list of to do this weekend, is to try and find a an editing tool, editing software, excuse me, that I would like to use. Um, okay, so let's just dive into this. Um, the last time I talked to you guys, I was getting ready to. I was very upset, and I was trying to get over just the way things were and the way I was being treated, trying to start treatment, and I didn't know what was going on or anything like that. The week started pretty rough for me. Um, as the week has gone on, I have had more positives in the week. Have still been negatives. I mean, it's life. There's ups and downs, and you just got to go with it. Hi, baby. But but this is where we're at, right? So, as you know, previously, me going to treatment for eating disorders and mental health, the suggestion was for me to go in residential. That is actually where I thought I needed to be as well. However, I'm not able to do that right now because of the dogs. And I barely keep myself going here. So I certainly cannot board dogs for, the months that it may take for me to be able to come home. Um, and I don't have a situation where I have somebody who can stay in my home and watch my animals for months. And um, so what was decided since I talked to you last was that I would start a virtual option because they were still having trouble getting me a ride to the um, partial hospitalization program. And so I started the virtual option, and I don't know how that's going to go. I am a little worried that it's going to be more of a trigger than a help at this point, but I've only been able to attend one day, so I'm totally trying to reserve judgment on that. Um, but through all of those conversations that I had with individuals who work at this organization, company, if you will, because that's what it is, um, I realize, number one, so much more. Um, whoops, sorry. I realize so much more how important it is for me to actually do the things that are needed for me to get better, and not continually, which is what I usually do, make the options that are available to me fit into the life that I currently lead, which, what I'm realizing, it just leaves me spinning my wheels, because obviously the life that I currently lead is not a very healthy and happy, sustaining life, right? So I really need to take these big leaps and do things different in order to get to that place where I'm healthier and I'm happier, because both of them kind of go hand in hand. Um, Especially when you are someone who struggles with mental health. If your physical health is not great, it really wears on your mental health. For anybody, when you already have mental health issues, it kind of corrodes at them a little faster than it might have otherwise. So, that being the case, and I do apologize for the random the random jiggling of the screen here. My leg is on something and I can't move it right now. So, okay. So anyway, I did start virtual. I am going to continue to go to virtual until I can tell you obviously that it's a trigger, or until I do well and I get out. Now, there are some individuals at ERC who are still working on other options for me so that I can get to this partial hospitalization point. But I asked if I was able to go to the residential center, would they be able to work with me to switch up that treatment? And they said yes. So I am looking at options and making decisions to do that. So basically stop what I've been doing for many years now, which is making my options available to me, watering them down so they fit into my current life. I am bending my life to fulfill the option, to fit into the options, instead of either just walking away or watering them down. So more on that as things change, but I am currently trying to figure something out for my babies so that they can have great caretaking and I can go to the hospital. It's going to be a little while yet, but I'm going to do it. I gotta figure it out. Until then, I'm working on some skills in the virtual program and doing the best that I can. This week is almost like week 1 for me, because even though I did go to the Thursday night class, I will go to, I guess this week, it's Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I guess this week I'll go to Wednesday class. I have a bunch of meetings with different people, and so I'm doing that, which feels good and bad because there's just so much to be done. Another thing that happened this week that I've been processing and trying to really wrap my brain around is a new medical diagnosis, and it's called fibromyalgia. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you, and the way fibromyalgia has always been explained to me, or that I understood it to be, is that it is a disease where doctors don't know what's wrong with you, so they're just going to throw you in this pit and throw some meds at you, okay? Well, I feel like I kind of lived that life without that diagnosis for a really long time. One of the doctors I saw this week, who I was pleasantly surprised by and happy with, who said that is what he believes I have. He explained it to me like this. He said it's really more of a neurological thing. But most doctors, he said it's really with rheumatology, because neurologists and other areas just didn't want to touch it, and somebody's got to do it. So neurology took it, or rheumatology took it. And so he said really what it is and what they know and see as consistencies are that most of the people who have fibromyalgia had a traumatic event, physical or mental, that triggered this issue where the brain can't deal with pain appropriately anymore. And so Nellie, sorry, can't deal with pain appropriately anymore. It doesn't know how to read pain receptors. It will assume there's something wrong there when maybe there is not. Doesn't mean there is not. Maybe there is not. And so it is why they use these 18 points on your body, where they attempt to see how many of them in which you have pain, because these are the ones that they see most common this group of people have pain in these same points. So they're thinking that the neurology is feeding these receptors and getting information from these receptors in a broken manner of sorts. And so, oh God, ow, ow. So he tested my 18 parts, which is funny for me because, for those of you who don't know, doctors don't like to touch me. I hear this very commonly from people who are larger, that their doctors don't touch them. And I don't know if it's because we gross people out. I don't know if it's because they're afraid they're going to break us or what. But this gentleman walked up to me and he wanted to do, listening and breathing and stuff. And that's fine. And that's usual. And from there, he went to, putting his hands on me, which I didn't like because I was in pain. Looking in my head, all kinds of stuff. And he kept hitting the points that I feel like I had the most pain. And at one point I pulled my arm away. I'm like, sir, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm just checking your pain receptors. He's like, I'm not pushing hard enough to, what did he say? To damage you. Something like that. It wasn't damage. It was something, a synonym of that. And he goes, but I am just trying to see if you have pain in these certain areas. I was like, okay, nobody ever touches me, so it's weird that you keep hitting these spots. And he's like, so when we were done and he talked to me and he explained the issue to me on what fibromyalgia is and what it is not. And he said in these 18 pain receptors, I actually have all 18 points are bothering me, which blew my mind because, again, no one ever touches me. So for him to not only find some of the spots where I have chronic pain, but to find many of them, because I have pain in more than 18 spots, but on his scale, there's 18. But for him to find so many of them was just like, who are you, Voodoo Man? Like, you're amazing. I really liked him because he was not about, he did prescribe me medication before I left, but it was actually to sleep. He talked about how restorative sleep is the biggest thing that I can do to help my body, and because it really works well for the brain. And yeah, so he gave me something to sleep, and amazingly it has been helping. It's not perfect. I do not like the way I feel when I wake up in the morning, although I do like sleeping for 5 and 6 hours at a crack. That's amazing. Sleeping straight through. It's been years since I've done that. I usually sleep anywhere from 1 to 3 hours at a time, and then I'm up. So I'm doing this. I'm giving this medication more time. I do feel very groggy in the morning. Like if I had to get up and go drive, I could not do that safely, which is fine because for the moment, because I am home and taking care of business, I am not going into the office. But basically what these last few days have taught me, and I'm still looking into this fibromyalgia and what that is, and I still have all these other things I'm trying to get sorted, and what it's taught me is I need to do different. Can't keep pushing that round peg into the square hole. when someone offers me, when I have the square hole and someone says, here's a hot yellow square peg, and here's a pretty red round peg. I can't just choose the round peg because I like red, and I despise hot yellow. I need to choose the hot yellow because it is actually the actual match for what I need, to get the most bang for my buck there or whatever. So I'm going to do that. So some of the things I'll be doing this weekend is reading up on this fibromyalgia, doing a little bit more praying, checking in with my son because he's amazing and wonderful, and he has been helping me as much as possible, which has been great. I am looking into options on how I can get into residential treatment, or get the support I need with my babies to make it to residential treatment, and just trying to be kind to myself, which makes me teary-eyed to say that. I don't like myself very much. I don't know why. Other people like me all right, but I don't like me very much at all. But I got to work on that, right? I think that's part of this too. So I'm going to give you all back your lives and tell you that hopefully the videos will be more concise going forward and maybe that much prettier, because I am going to work on editing over the weekend. I will not promise you a video tomorrow, but I will promise you one in the next few days. And above all, I want to say thank you for being here, listening, and all the words of encouragement that you're sending me. I promise you they're going to good use. Have a good one, everybody.